At around 3:30, police and army forces began the eviction of Jews from Beit HaShalom, Peace House, and Hebron. This comes less than 5 hours after Defense Minister Ehud Barak met with officials of the Eshe Council, and 3 hours after meeting with Rabbi Moshe Levinger from Hebron. The defense minister himself was the one who gave the order to expel the Jews from Beit HaShalom. At least 20 protesters were injured in one of the most violent evictions since Amona. The injured were evacuated to the Shaarei Tzedek and the Hadassah Ein Kerem hospitals in Jerusalem, though according to Channel 2 reporter Sarah Beck, the army initially prevented ambulances from evacuating the injured. Responding to the seeming overtures to negotiate by Ehud Barak, which were apparently a ploy to throw off the inhabitants of Peace House, Eshe Council head Dani Dayan said, "This is an act of deception and one that is totally irresponsible." Scenes from outside Beit HaShalom were televised to the country with a giant picture of Ehud Barak and Supreme Court Chief Justice Dorit Beinish, headlined with the giant word robbers. Special police units entered the house and removed the inhabitants and their supporters who had barricaded themselves inside. The policemen were seen to be without name tags, probably to prevent suits being brought against violent policemen. This is against Israeli law. The house was largely cleared within a half an hour, with policemen quickly in control of the roof and 4 floors of the building. Youths attempted to sneak back into the building, and would take another half hour for the last of the resistors to be removed from the basement where they had barricaded themselves. It is not clear how the many hundreds of youths and protesters will respond to the new situation. There is a sense of fury at the perceived government betrayal, and theft is rampant among residents and those who had traveled to the scene to support them. Hundreds of youths and protesters around the country responded to what they see as a betrayal and theft of Jewish property by blocking intersections and protesting. Police forced protesters from roads near Kiryat Arba and in the Shomron, and clashes began in the afternoon between protesters and police in Jerusalem as well. Minutes after the operation began, the defense minister's office issued an official statement on the evacuation. Defense Minister Ehud Barak has ordered the security forces to evacuate the house in Hebron in accordance with the Supreme Court's ruling, and after all efforts to reach voluntary evacuation have failed. This is the point to remember, that the Supreme Court did not rule that Barak must evacuate the house, rather decided that he has the jurisdiction to decide what to do in the case. And secondly, according to reports, the efforts to reach voluntary evacuation were making progress.